Tonight, we will have stories on the I-35 collision.
We will also discuss President Trump's comments on another potential government shutdown.
And I'll have more on your Cyclone sports.
Good evening and welcome to the February 6th edition of Newswatch. I'm Sarah Peterson.
And I'm Jessica Nwensi. Thank you for joining us. One person is dead after heavy snow and slippery roads caused one of the largest pileups in recent Iowa history. More than 70 cars created a snowy pileup on Interstate 35, causing an interstate closure between 13th Street and U.S. Highway 30. Captain Barry Thomas of the Story County Sheriff's Department stated that he has never seen a pileup this severe in his 26 years of law enforcement. Most victims were taken to nearby hospitals or to the Ames City Auditorium, where the city offered temporary lodging to those affected by the pileup. The interstate opened just after 7 p.m., but Iowa State Patrol is warning drivers to drive safely.
Chitty Garbage founder Mike Chitty died Saturday at the age of 76. He started his garbage collection company in Ames in 1974. The company started with one collection route and one truck, and in several years became a dominant garbage collection service. He retired in 2009 after 30 years. He never missed a day.
The Student Union Board announced Monday that the award-winning rapper Fetty Wap will be performing on April 22nd in an outdoor concert. The 2016 Billboard Music Awards Artist of the Year rose to fame with his nationwide four-time platinum hit, Trap Queen. Artist Kyle, known for his summertime hit, I Spy, R&B singer Andres Moss, and the DJing group Cheat Codes will also be performing with Fetty Wap. Student tickets are currently $25, but will increase to $35 the week of the performance. Tickets for the public are currently $49. All tickets can be purchased at the M Shop box office.
Fresh Time Farmers Market announced a new fundraising campaign on Monday night called No Student Goes Without Lunch. Fresh Time recently opened in Ames and is creating this campaign to make sure no student ever has to go without a meal. This is due to the fact that Ames students' negative lunch account balances totaled over $47,000 as of December 31st. Fresh Time's campaign will try to help take care of those balances by asking customers to round up their total to the next dollar, or however much more they choose.
We will be right back after more of these messages. Stick around, you're watching Newswatch. It's February 6th and the DACA deadline of March 5th is fast upon us. The plan, which was initially proposed by President Trump in September and would be carried out by the Department of Homeland Security, would phase out the DACA program. The program would allow eligible DACA recipients to register for protection and work permits for 2 years without an option for renewal. The deadline would also allow those whose permits are set to expire a 1-month window to register and reset their 2-year permits. However, tens of thousands of eligible recipients have not registered due to mounting fears of surprise arrest, mismanagement within the DHS, and the high cost to file the imperative paperwork. Although President Trump has commented on pushing back the deadline, on Tuesday morning, the White House stated that the deadline would not be moved.
Lawmakers are doing their best to prevent another government shutdown. President Donald Trump had called for another government shutdown if Democrats refuse to accept his immigration law changes. This seems unlikely since the House of Representatives passed a short-term spending measure earlier today. It is likely that the Senate will pass it as well.
We all need water to survive, but what happens when it starts to run dry? In Cape Town, South Africa, water shortages have persisted the western region part due to a drought and have caused billions in lost revenue to their federal government. The region has been suffering from below average rainfall and have resulted in dams and natural springs drying up. Long lines have been set up due to water refilling stations for residents. In an effort to conserve as much water as possible, the government has closed water valves to neighborhoods around the city and have limited households to just 13 gallons a day per person. To put this in perspective, Americans use between 80 and 100 gallons of water a day per person. According to officials in the region, they estimate that within 75 days, Cape Town will become the first major city in the world to run out of water.
SpaceX successfully launched the world's most powerful rocket today without the help of NASA. The rocket is called Falcon Heavy, and it has the force of 18 747 jetliners. Falcon Heavy lifted off from the same launch pad that Apollo 11 lifted off from. This was the rocket's first test, and it was powered by 27 engines.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with sports with Malcolm Gibson.
I'm Malcolm Gibson, and this is your sports. Last Saturday, the Cyclone women went on the road to Manhattan. No, not the big city of New York, but to Kansas State University for a Big 12 battle. The Cyclones did it all in the Little Apple, piling on the points from the tip-off. Iowa State shot off 6 for 9 from the field, with 3 of those coming from downtown. Adriana Chambers led the Lady Cyclones in the second quarter, scoring 13 of her 21 points and extending the lead to 9 at the half. The second half was all Cyclones as they began to tear through the Wildcat defense. Meredith Burkhall scored 16 of her career-high 20 points in the second half and grabbed 11 rebounds to complete her double-double. The Lady Cyclones had the biggest win ever in Manhattan with an 82-45 victory. They extended also their NCAA 727 straight game with three-pointer. You can watch your Lady Cyclones this upcoming Saturday as they host Oklahoma State at Hilton Coliseum. As the Lady Cyclones played in Manhattan, the men faced the Baylor Bears of Waco, Texas. This Big 12 matchup was a fight in the first half as the lead changed 8 times as the Cyclones led by 2, with Lindell Wigginton scoring 14 of his points in the first half. Unfortunately, those were his only points of the game as the Cyclones went dry in the second half. The Bears went on a 15-point run to start the second half and never looked back. The run was highlighted by a 3-point play, returned to a 5-point play after Coach Fromm was served with the tech. Iowa State shot 35% from the field, while the Bears shot 50% from the field and won 81-67. The Cyclones look to pull off another upset against Texas Tech on Wednesday. It's the most wonderful time of the year for Coach Campbell and Iowa State football program, that is, as National Signing Day is here for the 2018 recruiting class. With already 18 players committed to Iowa State, the Cyclones look to improve on an already impressive recruiting class with Ohio wide receiver Joseph Skates, who was a 4-star recruit by rivals. Skates brought in 20 touchdowns in 12 games for Dunbar High School of Ohio. You can be a part of the celebration tomorrow at Scup Up End Zone Club from 5:30 to 7. The event is free and open to the public. First-time coach Jamie Pinkerson will make his debut as the Iowa State softball coach as the season opens up this weekend. Coach Pinkerton, who previously served as the head coach of Montana, where he led them to a Big Sky Conference championship and an NCAA tournament in the program's third year of existence, the team will be able to get out of this frigid Iowa cold as they will compete in the Kickin' Chicken Classic. Yum! This event will be hosted by Coastal Carolina. They will start the season with a doubleheader against St. Francis at 1:30 p.m. and Coastal Carolina at 4 p.m. Last but not least, the NFL season came to a close last Sunday as the Philadelphia Eagles took on the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. A game that many experts believe would be a defensive chess match turned to a typical Big 12 Saturday. Both teams combined for 70 points and 1,151 yards, which is the most in NFL history. The Eagles quarterback Nick Foles did it all for the team as he threw for 373 yards and 3 touchdowns. He even caught a 1-yard touchdown pass on a reverse pass as he stood alone in the end zone. Tom Brady did all he could for his Patriots, throwing for 505 yards and 3 touchdowns. Foles did his best Tom Brady impression, going on a 14-play drive that included a 4th-down conversion and ended with an 11-yard pass to Zach Ertz, giving the Eagles a 38-33 lead with 2 minutes and 21 seconds left. Brandon Graham made sure this Super Bowl wouldn't be like last year's, as he strip-sacked Tom Brady and his teammate Derek Barnett sealed the Super Bowl for the Eagles. Foles will be going to Disneyland as he was named the Super Bowl MVP. That was your sports report. Zane has your weather after the break.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Weather-wise, today really wasn't too bad, okay? It wasn't snowing. Once they got the sidewalks and roads plowed, it wasn't too bad. Bit cold, nothing like yesterday. These are our snowfall reports from around central Iowa. 7.5 inches down in Newton, 7 inches here in Ames. Lesser amounts generally to the south and east where there wasn't quite as strong snow showers moving through yesterday. Currently here in Ames at this hour, we're sitting at 8 degrees. Winds are calm right now, and pressure is steady at about 30 inches out there. Temperature-wise across the state, pretty much the same across the board. Everybody's in the upper single digits, 7 degrees up in Fort Dodge and Carroll, 9 degrees down in Des Moines, so it's not really warm anywhere. We do have some snow showers on the radar picture right now, mostly in southern and southeastern Iowa, and then there's just a little stronger band to our northwest, just kind of between Ames and Fort Dodge across Webster County, Hamilton County, and parts of Boone County at this hour. Road-wise, if you look at road conditions, you can kind of see where that snow has been in southern Iowa. This is, let's see, State Highway 2 that goes east-west across the southern part of the state, and Highway 34 just lightly snow-covered, and then I-35 in northern Iowa still having some snow cover, probably left over from yesterday's snow when they had all those accidents and snow on. So because of those snow showers in southern Iowa, we've got a winter weather advisory out until midnight tonight, just because they're going to see maybe an inch or 2 or 3 at most. The southern 2 tiers of counties across the state, mostly pretty much Highway 34 to the south, is going to see this. That snow will wrap up as we look at it right here. It's moving across the state and northern Missouri right now. The backside is just starting to come across the Missouri River, so it's not going to last too much longer. This will wrap up around midnight or so as it moves across southern Iowa, and then that'll get out of the picture. So let's time that out here on Futurecast. We're going to start here tonight at 9 p.m. You can see those snow showers across southeastern Iowa, northeastern Missouri. We head through the evening hours. Tomorrow morning, that'll move out. Skies will mostly be clear. Those clouds will finally get out of the way. And then we'll be clear most of Wednesday as well. And so it'll be nice and sunny but cold. More clouds, just a few light snow showers will move through here on Wednesday night and Thursday morning, mostly in northern Iowa. And then our next chance of snow is going to start to move our way Thursday night into Friday and Saturday. And that way, that's one to watch, just because it could bring us another chance of some pretty decent snowfall. This tonight, though, not too much. Mostly just southern and southeastern Iowa. They've already gotten maybe an inch or 2, maybe at most another inch or so. Here in northern parts of Iowa, really nothing so to speak of, just trace amounts for most of us. So nothing too much to worry about. Forecast for tonight, low temperatures aren't going to fall off too much more, pretty much single digits across the board for most of the state. Tomorrow we're only going to get up into the teens for most of us. Southern Iowa maybe we could get to 20 at most, but that'll be a little bit of a stretch. So tonight here in Ames, light snow showers, those will be over by midnight or so, less than an inch accumulation total, and a low of 4 degrees, just a very light westerly wind. Tomorrow, mostly clear, but it'll be frigid, okay? 13 degrees, a little bit warmer than today, but it'll be windier, so wind chills will feel as below 0 probably, maybe as low as 10 below at most. Your extended forecast, clear skies again tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, chances of snow. This one will be mostly in northern Iowa, and then this Friday into Saturday is probably our next big chance of decent snowfall across the state, but you'll have to kind of keep an eye on that the next couple days to see exactly what's going to happen. And then you get through the end of the weekend. Sunday will be clear but cold, and then we start to get a little bit warmer back towards normal the beginning of next week. Stick around, we got more Newswatch coming up.
Boom.
Researchers with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration have discovered the first warm-blooded fish. The opa, or the moonfish, was found in the NAAA's fisheries. After conducting some tests on their catch, the researchers discovered that the opa's body temperature was noticeably higher than the water it resided in. Unlike other fish who are cold-blooded, the opa is an endothermic specimen, meaning that it keeps itself warm through movement. Opas are disc-shaped fish and can grow up to be well over 6 feet long. They waddle through shallow waters, but have the genetic feature, warm blood, that allows them to swim in deep waters as well.
Reality star Kylie Jenner announced the name of her newborn daughter today. Stormy was born on February 1st to Jenner and Jenner's boyfriend, Travis Scott. Jenner had chosen to keep her pregnancy a secret, but announced her daughter's birth with a YouTube video. The new family is doing well.
All right, guys. Sarah, this has been a great broadcast.
It has been awesome. We've had some good news tonight.
Yeah. We have. Stay tuned for Cyclone Insiders.
And yeah, that's all the sports we have today. Thank you very much for watching.
Have a great rest of the night, Ames.
Thank you guys for watching. That's all we have for tonight's edition of Newswatch.